Today we'll be discussing team selling. Team selling is not a new term. Team selling is a helping hand. And in this session, we will be knowing what exactly team selling is and why organizations or sales organizations go for team selling. What are the benefits they are going to get out of team selling, and what are the different rules of team selling. The first question comes to our mind: for team selling, which are the accounts we should try to involve in this kind of selling approach, and who should be on the sales team, and who should lead the sales team. At the same time, are the goals and roles of the sales team are very much clear to everyone. Team selling is a coordinated selling effort that uses multiple personnel to solve complex buying problems of the customer. This is appropriate when there are a number of customers having complex needs or maybe critical needs that demand all-round servicing, in which an individual salesperson is incapable of fulfilling all the needs or all the need deficiencies of the customer. So team selling is applicable in case of highly technical buying situations. So who are generally in a team? A team in team selling consists of various personnels who are expected to perform different solutions to varying needs of the customers. So generally, these needs are according to different objectives of the customers, or these needs are according to different objections raised by the customer. So who are in a team? A company salespeople obviously be in a team, then technical support people are going to be in a team, then research and development personnel are going to be in a team, then product use experts or application specialists are going to be in a team, representatives of manufacturing units can be part of the team, and some of the representatives of purchase department can be in a team. So all these people are going to be in a team selling, and the coordinated effort by these people are going to help the organization to convince the customer to buy. Why a team selling is required, or why team is required to sell? Because depending on the nature of the questions raised by the customer, the number of representatives of an organization need to proactively operate to satisfy or handle the objection of the customers. So the organization can rise to different occasions and respond to the customer's different queries. Sometimes it is very difficult to solve or satisfy all the queries, answer all the queries of the customer by the salesperson, because the nature of the product is such that somebody may not be having the expertise to answer all the queries raised by the customer simultaneously. So the team or the team composition can change during the post-selling scenario also, or maybe in the maintenance, or maybe in the service providing phase also. And this is an approach which is a holistic approach, which talks about the company customer interface and can be a competitive advantage, and can be competitive advantage in any form, because many times organizations don't exactly follow the team selling, and those organizations who follow team selling are one step ahead of their competitors. When we try to use a team selling approach, or when we try to engage a team to sell to the customer, there are several conditions, or maybe such kind of conditions can be understood based on the organization's demand, or maybe based on closely monitoring of the organization. There are several conditions can be raised. One, when we try to introduce a new product, then we have to engage people, those who really understand the product. And sometimes the salespersons may not be the right person to talk about the product. the nature of the product is such a technical product that salespersons may not be able to convince the customer with the bare minimum information they have. So customers requires an in-depth analysis. Customers requires some kind of expert opinion. In that case, we need to engage people, those who understand the product better. And sometimes convincing the multiple or maybe high level of decision makers is very difficult. At the time, we have to engage a team or a person in a team which can handle the queries of the customer in that line. The nature of the product, or maybe the complex or maybe specialty products, or maybe the lengthy sales process, or maybe the lengthy sales cycle, can also engage the salespersons to have a team selling approach. Covering the national accounts with multiple locations can also be one of the reasons to engage a team to sell your products. And sometimes a need which is a cross-functional need, or maybe multiple product selling criteria has been involved, a team selling can be a better approach. And sometimes the higher the customer's expectations, it is better to engage a team of who can handle the customer's queries better. The scope of consultative selling is there with the product, and that's why we can also engage a sales team to cater the different needs and queries of the customer. There are some other way we can also hide that why the team is required. Sometimes you know that the customizing the product is very important, and when you customize the product, a high level interaction between the customer and the seller need to be developed, and high level of interaction can only issue a better result in this process. So let's try to understand the 10 different rules framed by Alan S. Boris 1995. The first rule is talking about selecting the team very carefully. So make sure there is a good chemistry among people those are going to do the sale calls, and don't bring with people who don't like each other. This lack of chemistry is unspoken and is always perceived by the prospect customers. We have to find people those who go with well. Second point is that there must be an orchestra. Someone should be the lead person on the interview. This person maintain order and control the meeting, and asks the majority of the questions and directs the customer. The next phase can be the stages of a pre-briefing. There may be always a pre-meeting or pre-briefing to discuss the agenda of the meeting and develop the correct action plan. The next important rule can be hold the debriefing also. Sometimes you have to discuss what exactly went wrong, why things couldn't go properly as per the plan. Then you have to prepare some questions. Every team member should prepare 3 questions at the time of the most vital questions can be sorted into the agenda. Next important rule is that you have to keep it to the minimum. Only bring with those players who are absolutely required or maybe necessary for your team. May remember that the team selling is all about increasing the people's efficiency, not necessarily increasing the number of people in a sales call. An important rule can be answer questions very succinctly. Try to answer your customers' questions immediately and try to bring better answers. The next important rule is that be very flexible. Sometimes in your agenda something is there, but your customer might be thinking something. So in that case, you have to change your sales techniques according to your customer. You have to talk, you have to engage your customer according to your customer. So being very flexible, you can only do it. So in that case, be adaptable to enough to allow your customer to discuss or bring certain things which are not part of your agenda. Then try to make your team members very much in the same wavelength. Make sure everyone involved in the process and they know each other and they don't contradict to one another. And the most important thing is that there should be a space, and they should breathe within that space. And everyone must share the same goals which are going to be the organization's goal. And the last point is that sell something, be committed to the selling, and at the same time your business, your organization's business, not your personal business. At the same time, you should ensure that make your investments of time and effort in such a way that it is going to give you results. At the same time, I can tell you the advantages of team selling. Team selling can have very important advantages like psychological support. Your team is your psychological support. Everyone in a team is going to help you. Everyone in a team is going to give you support. Second, when there is a team, two persons can do things better than one person. In that case, you can have always a helping hand. And next one important point is that when you have experts in the team, the selling becomes much more easier. Some of the disadvantages of team selling can be sometimes it can create confusion if it is not properly done, or maybe loss of credibility when multiple people talk multiple things to the customer and customers are not connected with your program at all. In modern sales, team selling has important role to play. The salesperson should understand that when it is easier to engage a team to get the entire control over your sales activities and get result. Hope this video is going to help you to understand team selling concept better, and in a pace when you exactly involve yourself in team selling, you can better manage your team and get desired outputs. Thank you very much for giving this attention.